There's been a lot of concern over the last several days about a number of prominent influencers on TikTok getting their accounts canceled out of nowhere. And how it's no coincidence that all of those influencers are on the political left. We're also seeing an uptick from myself and a bunch of my mutuals and once again, random community guidelines violations, videos being taken down for no reason, content being incredibly suppressed. And a number of my mutuals had made videos mourning the fact that folks that they respected and followed have had their accounts just completely yanked, like out of nowhere. But I hadn't seen very much about why that is. Like, what is the root of all of this? And anytime there is this wave in accounts being shut down, I know in the past TikTok have shut down the Midas Touch account. I know they shut down the Bulwark account, as well as individual creators. Now, I know Midas Touch got theirs restored. I think the Bulwark had to start an entirely new account, if I'm not wrong. So I've just seen a number of my mutuals talking about how concerning this is, not only because they themselves are creators who earn their living on TikTok, but also because it speaks to the kind of underlying continuing censorship that we see on this app. And also, I've experienced this quite a bit. My main account and my backup, which I'm filming on here on TikTok, I frequently have people tell me, I no longer see you in my FYP at all. TikTok has unfollowed me from your page for some reason. I have re-liked your page every single day, and every day TikTok comes in and unlikes it. I don't know what's going on. And I have the same experience. Creators that I follow, I have to go search them up. They don't appear in my FYP anymore. And people that I have been following, TikTok will randomly unfollow me from them. They're all creators on the political left. Most of them are Black women and women of color. And now my main account on TikTok has been throttled for quite a while since the CEO United Healthcare shooter situation, because I made a couple of videos in which I was pretty frank about what was happening, and I talked about class consciousness, and I got a huge number of strikes that I could not appeal, that there was no possibility to appeal them. When I saw other creators who were sharing similar content didn't have any consequences whatsoever, I almost lost my account over that. And ever since then, I have my content gets very, very low. Occasionally I'll have a video that will break out and will get some traction, 25,000 views, 50,000 views. But before that, regularly my videos got 400, 600, 800,000 views. That's why I've said I no longer make short videos on TikTok, because I can't earn my living here. And it just seems like I have to make longer videos that I can repost to YouTube in order to keep doing this. It's just not worth it for me to make a 1.5 minute video that might get my whole account taken down. So censorship on TikTok is not a new thing. After all, the CEO of TikTok, he had a big party for all of the MAGA TikTok influencers. He sat behind Trump on the dais for his inauguration. We know what's going on here. We know that these are private businesses that we are choosing to operate on. And so free speech isn't really a thing here. And they can censor, they can change their terms of service, and they do frequently. But what's been happening over the last several days? Why have so many folks been getting their accounts shut down or getting a ton of weird strikes that put their accounts in jeopardy? I hadn't seen anybody talking about it. And then I saw that Tabitha had a video that led me to the right place. So thanks to Tabitha for disclosing, for uncovering what had happened. It seems that TikTok has now appointed a former IOF soldier to be their hate speech manager. It's weird I can't find any mainstream media talking about this, but I am seeing a number of Jewish news outlets like the Jerusalem Post, etc., speaking about this, and also the Palestine Chronicle. So that's what I'm going to read from. TikTok's appointment of an ex-Israeli army instructor as its new hate speech manager has been criticized. Erica Mindell previously worked at the U.S. State Department under Ambassador Deborah Lipstadt and the Biden administration's special envoy to monitor and combat anti-Semitism. Mindell previously served as an instructor in the Israeli Army's spokesperson's unit. Previously, the head of the Anti-Defamation League, which I know it seems weird to all of us, they're Trump supporters, they actually, when Elon Musk did his Yahtzee salute, they said, no, that's not what he was doing. They don't seem overly concerned with the fact that Elon Musk's AI, which he custom programs himself, Grok, decided to call himself Mecha Hitler. They don't seem concerned about all of the blatant anti-Semitism over on Twitter, straight up white supremacist hate speech that goes on over on Twitter. No. That's not what the ADL is concerned about at all. In fact, they said that It's Not Real has a TikTok problem. And now they have a former IDF person in charge of censoring hate speech. And just days later, we see accounts that are critical of It's Not Real, critical of Bibi being shut down. Accounts that have spoken out in a pro-Palestine way being shut down. By the way, in 2023, Mindel mentioned, quote, how passionate my own Zionist identity has become. She went on to say, I knew the well-being of Jews worldwide and the security of Israel would be issues of lifelong importance to me. She's from the United States, but after graduating from Michigan, she chose to make the decision to go overseas and voluntarily enlist in the IOF. She claims to be a liberal, a progressive, and a Zionist all at the same time. So, maybe it's coincidence, maybe, but it is interesting that only days after this person, Erica Mindel, gets put in charge of policing speech on TikTok, that we're seeing an uptick in censorship of platforms that speak out against the genocide in Gaza and speak out against what our country is doing to support Bibi and empower the IOF to commit war crimes.